everyone. My name's Chris Collected. How's everyone doing today? All right. So, we're going to be making a new product today. What I'm going to be doing is making a new version of my tote bag. These tote bags will still be for sale. I do love my tote bags, and so we're not going to get rid of them. However, I wanted to grab this before I started, but that's all right. So, what I wanted to get, you probably could tell by the noise that came from the refrigerator. This is like some meat, right? So that's a fish is what it is. And if you put it in a bag like this, it's kind of like, it ends up being kind of lopsided, all right? And I wanted a good product to be able to put this in, my fish in, and have that in a little tote bag. So, you know, I do make reusable grocery bags. Is a product that I make on a regular basis. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to measure this little guy out. I'm going to make a little thing for him, like what's called a pattern for it. Switch that over. Yeah, so we'll make a little pattern for this on this paper with this little guy. Great American Seafood, tilapia is what it was. And so we're going to make that. Bam, make us product, test it, test the product out. And there you go. That's all she wrote for today, right? So, all right. So, I've been pretty busy today. Oh, actually, where am I going? I need to go over here. This is my existing pattern. Don't need any of these. These are just other patterns that I have. Oops. That's the big guy. He has a 4-inch box on him. And so anything you kind of cut as a square like that, you see what I'm talking about? There's like a little square cutout of that. Anytime you do that, it will end up with a product like this, where that is flat. And so if I laid something in it, it will actually lay flat on your countertop, okay? And so when I was making products recently, someone actually said, that's great, but I don't have one for meat. And I was like, you know what? That's a good point. I was like, I don't have one for meat. So we're going to make one for meat. And so pretty much it should be relatively easy to do. First, we're going to start by tracing out our existing small pattern. It's always good to start from an existing pattern. It's just easier. So this part right here, the square part, okay, needs to be big enough to be this big. So how big is that? It is 7 inches. 7 inches by 9 inches. Now, we're going to end up making this a little bit shorter as well, because this is a quite big bag. Right? It's about a 15-inch bag. And so I was thinking about cutting it, making it a 10-inch bag. So it'd be like approximately there. No, on this channel, I'm only talking about produce and meat. Other channels, different kind of meat. But, this channel, only talking about this one. So as you can see here, this is already like much, much bigger, right? So we're going to end up cutting some of that out as well, making it a 10-inch instead of making it massive, right? Because these are really nice if you want to put groceries in and all that, and then you can't put this meat in there, right? You try to put it in, and something like this is sealed, right? Like there's nothing leaking from this one. However, you could definitely, the point is to buy some of this, like there are some that are pre-marinated and that kind of stuff, and you can't have them vertical like that, right? Like they're going to leak all over your bag. I mean, obviously they're machine washable and everything, so you can, you're not going to be the end of the world, but who wants meat juice all in their bag? You spent good money on that bag. Let me, not fill it full of meat juice. Okay? So, what we're going to do is this needs to be 7 inches. Okay, and so what you do for any kind of boxing is this right here is 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, actually, you know what? I could scooch you guys down. There you go. So, and then if I scooched you back, there we go. That way. All right, perfect. So, as I was saying, you have any number you have. This right here, you add both of these together on the square. So, like this one will make a 4 inch because... Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is 2 inch by 2 inch, and we'll create a 4 inch thing. Because what happens is, it gets put together like that, and you create that 3D shape that way. You see what I'm saying? So like, that's how you create your box. Do that 4 times and you got yourself 4 corners, right? Because that's essentially just a corner. And so you're gonna have to make that this length. So this is, we're gonna say 8 total just because of seam allowance, which is you end up sewing a little bit into it. So I need a 4 inch by 4 inch one here. I happen to have a 4 inch by 4 inch one. Shout out to SR for that one. I have a 4 inch by 4 inch already. So now we have this big guy. Once we fold that, it will make an 8 inch one, which minus seam allowance will be about 7.5, which will fit that perfectly. Okay? And so what we're also going to do is look at how big this is. I only want it to be, we're going to do it at 12. And we'll redraw that other line. I just wanted to show you what I meant in theory, and then now we're going to do it in practice. Okay? Because, I mean, it's just a pencil line. We can always erase it. And this is something that I used to get yelled at a lot when I was making patterns, is that they would always be like, well, that confuses me. I'm like, all right, so I'd end up remaking the whole pattern once I was done. I'd end up remaking the whole thing. So, now we have... all of this is gone. So we've gotten rid of that extra piece. So this is going to be 6 by 6 is 12, right? And then this is going to be 4 by 4 is going to be 8. And then, oh, I should have mentioned, this is already folded in half. See, it's already been folded in half. I'm going to go ahead and put this away for now so I don't ruin my dinner tonight. I mean, even though it could be out for another hour and not be, it'd be fine, but I still want it cold because that is literally, quite literally, my dinner tonight. Is those fish fillets, and then I'll have enough for next night, But okay, so now all we got to do is cut it out. Oh, also, I wanted to determine how deep I wanted it as well, and so we wanted to do it. Because we're going to cut it down some too. In fact, I might in the future cut it down even more. But I just took out literally 2 inches out of the whole thing. So 2 inches that way, 2 inches that way. So this will be, 2 inches smaller this way. Technically 4 inches smaller that way because it's 2 and 2. So it's going to look like that, right? And that will fit that little thing. In fact, you can stack 2 or 3. That's why I didn't want to make it just like 6 inches or something. It's like I still wanted to make it, This will be, when I'm done, 8. You know what? Let's do 8 actually. 8 I think is going to be. 8 I think is going to be a better number. Because I always forget that. The one thing I always constantly forget is that you can't start from here, you got to start from here. Because that's now your bottom. You see what I mean? Like that will be the bottom of the bag, so it will go from there to there. I always forget about that part. But then, that's why we make patterns. That's why we do all this, so we can kind of sit down and learn about it and figure it out. And, whatever needs to change in the future, I can make more of them. I have plenty more of that. I have plenty more of this paper. And also, just so you know, this is not the only one I'll be making. This is the small version. This will be the small. And then I'm going to make another one, XL, 1 rack of ribs. So the idea is we'll stack 2 to 3 racks of ribs, but it will be 1 rack of rib big. So, we're talking 12 to 18 inches, big boy. You know what I mean? That's going to be a big sucker right there. If you can hear my dryer, sorry about that. I was trying to sneak in and get some drying done beforehand, but, not always how it works. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's correct. And so if you look at this one, you can see it's essentially the same pattern, right? You got a big rectangle, and then, you got a square cut out, a perfect square cut out, and then you got your piece. Now, I made this one on fold, meaning you can actually see the whole bag. I just did that because this was already folded, to be honest. I just did it. It was already folded, and I was like, you know what? We'll just keep it already folded. And then I could keep these if I wanted. They're perfectly 4-inch little squares, right? Granted, I already have a real 4-inch, so I don't need them. But, I could keep them anyways. Sometimes I use them, and I'll keep them as tags. And then I'll write on there, this is, X and Y patterns, or, destroy if not used in 6 months. I can write on there, that kind of stuff, right? That way I know, because sometimes there's something I learned when I was working at the other place. They would have some things for more than 10 years, and it's like, oh, okay, well, now I know better than to keep something for that long. And see, this piece becomes the bottom as well. See what I'm saying? That's going to become part of the bottom as well. I mean, I'm okay with making a half rack of ribs, but what it is for me, actually, not just a rack of ribs, but one thing that I buy is actually very budget friendly is the place near me, the Kroger's or Fry. I have a Fry's. You guys might have a Kroger or something, but the one near me, what's one of the best parts about it is they will make like a dozen wings already pre-marinated and have them raw, but already pre-marinated. Or a chicken breast, and it'll be like 8 chicken breasts. Or it'll be like, a dozen, or like a whole rack of ribs, or, I just bought one recently. It was 2 different types of fish for like fish tacos. And so they had 2 different types of marinades, and it was already, but it was easily 14 to 16 inches by 4. And I literally ended up getting a plastic bag for it, and I was just like, I hate plastic bags. You know me, guys. I don't want plastic bags. And so I was just like, I was kind of mad at myself because I was like, well, I want this because it's cheap. It was like $6. So basically like $1 or $2 per chicken breast. And I was like, I couldn't turn it down. It was a great price, which I bet is probably because it's done. The chicken was getting, older, and they were just like, all right, pump out, put it on a marinade, and no one will notice, right? But yeah, so I knew that I needed something to help me out. We'll do. Yeah, we'll do pattern on pattern. Hipsters like that. All right. And I'm in a really good mood today. I had a eventful morning. If you notice, I don't know, it'd be hard to tell without me showing you. But now I'm in the corner. If you remember, there used to be a bookcase there. Well, the bookcase is now over there next to the sewing machine, okay? And so here, I'm gonna pass by myself here. And so now see, that's the big machine is now over there. And then that's what I'm working on this one, and I pushed all of it into like the corner here because I was supposed to put it, in that room right there. But if you look at this hallway, it's very small, and I literally can't get the 6-foot table. I literally cannot get the 6-foot table to go in that room. I genuinely actually cannot get it to work. So it's just not going to work. I tried for 2 hours this morning trying to force it in there and realized it just absolutely was not going to happen. It just absolutely was not going to happen. Now, I can still do this on fold. I don't have to anymore. I could do the pattern flat if I wanted, but I like on fold. On fold is still just like, in my opinion, the easiest way to do it. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to cut this out, we're going to go ahead and sew it after that. And yeah, we're going to test it, see if it worked. If it works, great, brand new product. If it doesn't work, then we'll try again. This is the house of improvements after all. Also, I think I'm lucky because I live in Arizona. There is some local meat places, and you can get a full rack of ribs for like not that much. Like less than $20 or so, you can get a full rack of ribs. Because they're making it locally, their costs are a lot lower. You always need 2 of them. If you notice, I'm only using 1 weight today. It's because this camera needs weights on the counterbalance of it, and I have not bought any yet, so I'm still using my pattern weights to hold it down. That's my task for tomorrow. Is I got to go up and find some place. Actually, I thought about it and I realized where I can. Five Below has some cheap weights. Like lifting weights, like kettlebell weights and that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to try to buy a kettlebell weight and put it on the back here. And that way, because it'll be a 10-pound weight, if that's heavier than a cell phone, then we got a problem. But I need something because it is definitely messing with me. And then these pieces, and one of the nice things is, these are pretty big pieces. They're 4-inch pieces, right? So I'll be able to keep those, patch them all together, and then make more tote bags out of them. Something that next week we'll be doing pretty much all week. That's the plan on next week, is pretty much all week I want to be doing like Tuesday. Well, specifically Tuesday, I'll be doing that like the whole session, just sewing them together, patching it together, making something. So let's see how this works. We'll see if it looks good or not. I don't know yet. We don't know yet. We're just going to take the risk that I know what I'm doing. You know, because why? Because we trust in ourselves, right? And if I get it wrong, then there's no shame in that. We don't do shame here, right? You know, if we screw up, we just try again. These pieces don't exactly match, but that's fine. Also, you said earlier that Pokemon one, that's actually a pretty rare fabric for me to have. I don't know how much more I have of it, because that one's actually pretty expensive. I just happened to find it on sale one day and got myself a yard or two of fabric, so we'll see if I actually have any more of it. I always try to keep some fabric, but I don't always. Because sometimes I feel like, oh, well, I'm leaving money on the table if I leave that there, you know? But man, I don't know if you guys ever moved anything that you hadn't moved in a while. I hadn't moved this table in a long time, in like, a couple months here. And so there was all kinds of random crap that just got lost behind the table. So I was having a fun adventure today. And then, of course, on the day that my house looks like crap is the exact day. Oh, it's for sale, LMK. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, buddy. We're going to be getting you all kinds of cool stuff. And you've kind of taken just long enough to, therefore, you'll just be one of the first Patreon customers. Because, I mean, that whole thing with me making some stuff for you, that was always what, like, the Patreon was always about, right? It's like me making things for businesses or for personal people. Either way, I want to make something unique for everyone. And the beginning of June, we're going to be making a bunch of like little bags and other things like that. And in fact, we might do that on Tuesday instead. We'll see how my mood is. Sometimes, I plan things out and then I look back at it and go, actually, this will be a better idea. So now we got, the two sides that we need, all right? So we're going to go over to our other machine and get that all sewn up. So give me one moment. All right, so we need just solo view. Oh, yeah, see, the weights fell. Are we upside down? No, we're not upside down. Okay, cool. Making sure we weren't upside down. Because you can put this camera upside down. And as I said before, I'm trying to get a new camera and stuff. We just haven't got there yet, but we're working towards it. It is the goal of my birthday here to make sure I get that new camera. Give me something really nice that, will make 4K video for you guys. Or 1080, because technically that's all these streams are always in 1080. My camera right now is shooting like 720 to like 300, 360, So it's not exactly keeping up with the technology there. So we do have to put this one together too. If you remember the tote bags, they would normally have a lot longer one. But it should, in theory, be exactly the same as my other tote bags, just bigger. We'll see, though. You never know with fashion and stuff. Sometimes things don't work out exactly as you want them to. But I trust that I'll figure it out. I want the product personally. I buy meat every single week, and so, every week I have this kind of dilemma of like, where do I put the meat? And I don't like plastic bags, so. Did I make that too small? Let's find out. If not, this will be a fun little one-off bag. Because I think the base might be too small. We'll find out. It's not wide enough. Yeah, so we'll end up remaking it, which is fine. But it's not 100% there yet. I knew it looked a little weird. I was like, something about it looked off. And I was like, you know, it's one of those things is I have never been like a visual person. Never really been like a mental person of like, oh, this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Like I have to make samples, which drove, when I was working at another place, drove them crazy because I'd make half a dozen samples. But then we wouldn't get any returns, right? So it's like all those samples meant something. And so the same thing we're going to do here, we're going to make this sample, then look at what's wrong with it. Then we can fix it until it's right. You know, keep improving it, right? Basically, just you want to pinch that little corner, get that corner nice and straight. All right, so, oh, we got all the other side, and I was like, we skipped a side there. Yeah, see, the base of it is too small. Yeah, so that's too small. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, take this back over here and give a look at it. Okay, so come on with me on this adventure. Here's what we're gonna do. Face one so that I can spend time doing this. Cool. All right, neat, neat, neat. All right, so let's not use that one anymore because that one's nice. So let's look at it. So we ended up with a base that is 8 inches long, but only 4 inches wide. And so that piece is 4 inches wide, and that piece, okay, so what we need to do then is you know what, let's leave it flat for now. So what we need to do is get this piece bigger. So what we need to get is this piece here is got to get to 8 inches as well. And how tall is it? Okay, so it's 8, which is what we wanted. Okay. So yeah, to be able to get this, we're going to have to double down here. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so then what we're going to do we got to add that 4 inches back. One of the reasons why I love to do markings like that is because now I know that we used to have a piece this big here, right? So if I look at this a year later, and sometimes on mine, I would be like version 2 added 4 inch. I know it's gonna be hard for you to read that, but cool, man. See ya. Call in 30 minutes for a new business opportunity partnership. Oh, heck yeah, man. Good luck. Hopefully you get it. Hey, good luck, man. Always business first, you know? But yeah, see, so I'll put version 2, I'll put added 4 inches and leave that there. So now I know I have added 4 inches to this pattern. Same thing as here, like, you know, added 4 inch version 2. And see, that line is like, you know, I just kind of make it a dotted line. And there you go, right? Now I know that that's my second one. So now we're going to have a base that is 8 inches. So let's go ahead and test it. You know, again, there's no time like the present, right? Like we have, you know, we've only been doing this 30 minutes, so we got plenty of time. Also, something funny that I've noticed, the tote bags get like 2 or 3 views. The rugs get like 10 views, which I find funny. I think some people just don't like tote bags, I guess, as much as I do. I love my little tote bags personally. I think they're fun. All right. Fun side fact, this is one of my only pairs of left-handed scissors. The rest are all right-handed. I only have, I think, 3 pairs of left-handed. They're typically more expensive. You can add $5 to $10 to the price of something if it is left-handed. And all it means is if you look at the plastic on it, it's like it's molded for so like that's the thumb grip is focused this way instead of focused that way. But I will say, using these scissors feels more comfortable than anything else that I own. Again, little 4-inch squares if I want them. This kind of stuff, I might just throw away. You know what I mean? You know, I try not to have a lot of waste. You guys know me. I try not to, but at the end of the day, you got to have, you know, a certain level of like, okay, that's enough of it. So same thing we just did for this one. You can see it's exactly the same. You just added 4 inches. Right? So 4 inches there, 4 inches there. And we won't throw that away. We'll keep it. I'll use it as a basket, or I can use it, you know what I mean? Like if I cut that down, like say to here, it'd make a cute little basket. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'll show you what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? If you wanted just to have like a little basket, that'd be perfect, right? So, you know, we won't throw that pattern away. We will just look at it and value it as we can. Like, what can we use this thing for? Instead of worrying about, you know, why we messed up or something. It's like, you know, I'm trying to do less of that in my life now, of just being like, oh, it's the end of the world. I didn't do it perfectly on the first try. Like, you know, let's not sweat the small stuff anymore. All right. Purple guy go. There he is. Blue out. Of course, the other benefit to this stuff is it's smaller. So that way I can, you know, get 3 or 4 out of a yard instead of just getting like 1. So, you know, always trying to think of new products. And if you ever have something in your life and you go, you know what, I don't have the right bag for this, instead of just looking on Amazon and buying it, you know, with a moment's notice, which, hey, it's fine if you need it right away, that's cool. But, you know, always feel free to tell me about it too. And we can get you that Pokemon one that you like, or we can get you, you know, something that you want. Because I'll definitely always be buying. That's a Robert Kaufman. That Pokemon one is Robert Kaufman. Which, if anyone knows that brand, it's a relatively expensive brand. Again, a bunch of little squares ready to go. And then something like this. See, I end up with like a strip too. And we'll just use that strip for whatever we want. Hi, baby eyes. We're making a new product today. So let's go ahead and sew one of these up. Instead of making 2 of them like we did before, we're just going to make this 1 for now and then test it again, which is what I should have done the first time. But, you know, I was overly happy. So let me go get it all set up for you guys again. Let's go on a little trip. Sorry if it, you know, is messing with anyone motion sickness wise. Oh, and then let me make it solo as well. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So same thing as always, put the right sides together. And I'm using a double needle serger, or overlocker, whatever you like to call it. This is what I call a universal pattern, meaning it can go vertical or horizontal, and it's really not going to matter. I guess it just matters how if you want the lines, what way, which direction, you know? Also, just so you guys are aware, just kind of promoting myself, I probably will be doing a large live stream this weekend. The plan is either Saturday, Sunday to do like a 3 to 4 hour one. Basically, the goal is to try to fill that thing that we started the other day, the Markiplier pink mustache one. I'm going to make 3 Akatsuki rugs, or actually I'm thinking of doing 2 Akatsuki rugs, 1 giant one. Like one basically from the top to the bottom, so a 5-foot rug. And then have it be like 5 by 3 feet. So a big, big, big one. And then one more like smaller one. By smaller, I do mean like still big. Like probably 3 feet by 2 feet, and then a 5-foot by 3 foot. So that's the plan for this weekend. Just, keep pushing, keep trying to get as much content out there. And of course, because I have my giveaway going right now, I really want to push on content and, try to get you guys just inundated, flooded with content. Because I'm paying to advertise right now on Instagram and stuff. And hopefully, I think I'm going to be doing a Facebook one too. Because they sent me a thing for like credit, and I was like, all right, I'll use it. I flipped my foot pedal. Yeah. All right. So, moment of truth there. I think it looks a lot better. So we're going to go and test it out. Let me go get my fish again. And then let's go get the camera for you guys. Let's go on a little trip. There you go. Oh, thanks, baby ice. So, bam. Took me 2 tries, but we got it. Now, the question is, do you think this is too tall? Because I kind of think it might be too tall. I've been thinking about making it, like we could cut 2 inches off the pattern. What do you think about that? You think that's a better height? Let's see, let me switch to this 50-50 cam and then take this one and just like go here with it. See, so like right now, it will be this tall. So that's like, more than my hand there. But I'm thinking of reducing it by another 2 inches. So it'd be that big. Guys, back up. Switch you over to... Yeah. And so let's see, we'll take some measurements. But yeah, see, that's what it's for. It's a meat one. So you can have your meat and it's flat. Look how flat that is. See? Okay, cool. So you want to leave it at this size? Okay, so we're going to measure it then. So right now it is, get to a 1 there. Right now it's 10 inches. Wait, hold on. No. Right now it's 8 inches. And that's going to be, you know, minus a tiny bit, but roughly about 8 inches is how big this bag. Cool, cool. So then we'll keep it large. As I said, guys, I take suggestions very seriously. So that's why I'm making it in front of you, because I want you to obviously buy it eventually. So it's like I want you to be happy with the product. And again, as I said earlier, I know Baby Ice and other people might not have been here, and so this is the small version for individual meats. So like, you know, a 1 portion size meat. It goes in your bag, and that way you can lay flat. Because when you buy these kind of ones, you know, they end up being horizontal in it. Right? You end up going like that. And if you have meat that's like, because this is sealed, but if you had, you know, something with marinade or something, you would really screw up your bag, right? And it's gross. You don't want that. So I wanted to make meat bags. This is a meat tote bag. Like, it is specifically designed to hold and house your groceries for meats. And then I'm going to make a XL one as well. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to, I'm going to make 1 more of these, and that will be our thing today. Like, I'm basically just going to finish that up. And that will be what we make today, so we have like 1 sample by the end of the day. But yeah, so that's pretty good, right, guys? All right, cool, cool, cool. So let me go put this back. We're going to cut and sew 1 more, and then we'll be done for the day. It's going to be a shorter stream today, only going to do like, you know, 45 minutes to an hour. I know exactly what fabric I'm going to use for this. In fact, I'll give you guys a choice. Do you like the pink one or the other pink one? Because I got 2 pink ones. On the actual thing, it looked purple and pink, but they're not. Yeah, let's switch it over. Switch it to single view, and then there we go. So this is all guinea pigs. It's different guinea pigs, and then it has fruit in it. So that was the idea, right? To find one that had it. And so you can see there is a very subtle color difference. It is like, and I mean subtle, I mean subtle. Like, that's 1 shade darker than this one is. Online, this looked purple, but it did not come purple. It came purple-ish, right? It's purple-ish. But isn't that a fun fabric? I just put it online this morning. If you looked at my Instagram, I only have about 2 yards of this fabric, and I'm gonna take 1. You know, this sample will be mine probably. Well, really be like a sample I use to show people. But I wanted something, you know, adorable to show people. And obviously, the other side is like a, oops, I can go back to, bam, go back to this one. And so this other side is going to be a fun, festive color. So we're going to use this guy. Go ahead and fold them up. I'm actually going to put them this way so that I can get to them better. See, when I buy it offline, this is how it comes. If I only buy 1 section of it, then that's all I get. So, I mean, it's not big. You know what I mean? I'm not getting a ton out of any of this stuff. And it took me a month to get this fabric, so, you know. Well, you know, the shipping on it was not fast. It's straight from, like, India or something. So it's one of those things online, they claimed, oh, we ship out of California. And I was like, great. And then I looked at the packaging, and it shipped from India to California. And then in California, they repackaged it and shipped it to me. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really shipping from California, but okay. I guess it technically shipped from California. But it originated in India. But it is hecka cute. As soon as I saw it, I immediately fell in love with it, and I was just like, yes, I need this fabric. And if it does sell well, then I'll order some more of it, you know? Right now I've been buying like 1 to 2 yards of everything just because, you know, some of them people see and they immediately go, how much, how can I buy it? And others, they go, that's nice, and just like walk away. And I'm like, all right, well, I can't invest, you know, every penny I have into what ifs, right? I got to find fabric that people love, then I can buy 10, 20 yards of that. So if you like this hamster stuff, or if there's another animal you like, whether it's dogs or cats, whatever it may be, definitely tell me. Because, I mean, as I said, I take suggestions very seriously, and, you know, if you need or want a different thing, tell me. You know, I forgot who actually said something, but someone said to me recently that they loved hamsters, and so, or guinea pigs, and so that's why I have this. I forget exactly. I think it was at one of the markets, and the person was like, "Do you have cats and dogs? Do you have guinea pigs?" And I was like, "I don't have no guinea pigs, lady." I was like, but the next day I looked up guinea pig fabric and I found some. And that's really all that matters, right? It's like as long as I can find it, I can buy it. I like the other one. Yeah, the slightly darker one, it's like in person, they honestly like, if you didn't have perfect vision, you would see them as basically the same. They're so similar. But isn't that just how things are in the world, right? They kind of look the same, but are slightly different. And I thought about interfacing these ones, and so I'll probably make one for myself eventually, where I interface it just to see. But I was thinking that might be not good, because it might absorb all the meat juices. But I didn't know if I needed it to be stiffer or not, you know? But this is so freaking cute. Like, it is really a cute fabric. So let's go, we're gonna put this together, then we'll come back, we'll put it into this piece with some straps, and we'll be done. So I'm gonna bring this over, then I'm gonna bring you guys over, and then hopefully this will be the last time you ever have to see me do this, because my whole plan this weekend is I'm gonna sell anything and everything in my house until I can afford a camera. I'm gonna sell my PlayStation, I'm gonna sell whatever I need, you know what I mean? Like, I took it all down the other day. I was gonna sell my Switch, but that's the only way you can buy Zelda right now. Zelda's only available on Switch. So I was gonna sell it, and then I was like, oh yeah, I need it. And I haven't played an Xbox game in probably 2 years. So, you know, don't feel bad for me about selling my Xbox and stuff. And the PlayStation 4, I haven't played since the day I bought a PS5, right? So you don't have to feel too bad for me. I mean, you can feel bad for me. Hey, you can help me out, you know, but I don't mind at all. But at the same time, I just wanted to tell you, it's like, you know, that's, you know, sometimes in life you do have to sit down and go, okay, what's more important? A better video for my customers, or, you know, a better video for you guys, or literally some essentially piece of trash in my closet because it's not plugged in, it's not, you know, I'm not using it, so it's essentially just a piece of trash. I mean, it's fully working, it's not really a piece of trash, but you understand what I mean. It's like, if I'm not using it, then it's just something sitting in the corner. That's essentially just losing money as, you know, it gets older and older, it gets essentially just loses money. And I think it's a kind of a positive experience for me. I'm a bit of a hoarder. If you can notice my house, that, you know, every square inch of it has something on it. If you haven't noticed, every square inch is covered in this house. Because there's always something on clearance or always something on sale, and so I'm just buying all the time. And so I'm getting a lot better at not buying everything that I see that I kind of like instead of the things that I really love. Like, for instance, I was at Five Below the other day, and I found a Chase piece. I found a Chase Funko Mystery Mini. It was Thor and it was like 79 was regular Thor, 80 was glow in the dark Thor. And you know I love glow in the dark. You know I love glow in the dark, but I hate the mystery minis ones. It's the ones from Five and Below, so you can actually see what it is, not a mystery. And I just don't like the face sculpts on them. They have really, really weird face sculpts. Because it's made as like a kid's toy, and it's just like, it looks like a kid's toy. So I left it at Five Below. It's not, you know, I didn't buy it. Granted, I did buy a Funko Pop from there, so, you know, I can't lie. I did buy but it's Doctor Strange, and it's the dead one, and it's freaking cool looking. It was only $6. And I like it, because I like the ones that float, and he has the two like little demons coming out. It looked really cool. I don't always love Funko stuff, but that one looked really cool. I'm actually going to take some photos with it tomorrow and post it onto the Chris Collected one, because I'm trying to have some original content for Chris Collected's Instagram and some original content for the H of I one. That way you guys will hopefully follow both. And, you know, because I know a lot of times I click, hey, share to both of them, and so, you know, I can understand that that's annoying to other people, you know? No, she's the queen around here. She's winning all the contest. Which, remember, we do have the contest going on till May 25th. And I'm about to ship out Baby Ice's piece here tomorrow. I'm gonna contact her. I was gonna do it today, but after I thought moving my room would take an hour, maybe 2. 4.5 hours later, I was finished. So sorry. I was planning on contacting you and doing it, but I haven't stopped moving since 5 in the morning. I literally have not stopped moving since 5 in the morning. Even lunch, I grabbed at like 1 o'clock and like ate it as fast as I could, and then came down here and kept like making stuff and doing stuff, like the rug I was doing and stuff. You don't have to. Hey, you don't have to. No problem, you know. You've done a ton for me, because you share my stuff all the time, and you always, you know, anyone nice and chatting, that's plenty right there. You know, just being here and talking, that's always a ton. Especially, you know, on YouTube and stuff, it's all a points-based system. The more you comment, the more you share, the more you like, I literally get a point for that. And so, I mean, you know, if that's how the algorithm works. If I have 10 points and someone else has 12, they go before me in the algorithm, in the display. So every time you comment and all that, you're literally pushing me up in the ranks. So, I mean, you know, every time you guys are here, you're helping me out. Whether it's, you know, a bunch or whatever, it's like, you know, you're doing a ton for me. So thank you for sure. But you are allowed to enter, for the record. You know, just so you know, you are allowed to enter. I have no limit on it, even if you won every single one this year. I mean, I'm doing it live. You can see me push the button, you know what I mean? Like, there is no scams, no cons here. There's no reason to, right? It's like, I have no incentive of, I don't get anything else if she wins or loses. You know, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Whoever wins, wins. But it is funny that you won twice in a row. That is really funny to me. That is like, I definitely cracked up like both times that happened. I was like, dude, that's so funny. All right. Do I want to do it with this one? This one? This one? Actually, I'm kind of thinking this one. What do you think? I think that kind of looks cool. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So I'm saying, you've done a ton for me. And they're sitting right here. Like, I promise they exist. They absolutely, they're real. I just got to go ship them out. I just thought it's been lazy. Every day I wake up and I have like 15 things I got to do. And so I'm just like, all right, what am I doing today? And it just always gets pushed to the side there. I think I'm actually going to go for that one. So we're going to go for this guy. I like that guy. Oh, you want to hear something sad? So earlier today, I moved all this stuff, right? And thank you. And what happened was, as I said before, I had like a water problem. My steamer, or not steamer, but my press, right? That I had a problem with it. It was leaking. Well, when I moved everything, I was just such like a kerfuffle. I was just like, just moving. I mean, this table weighs like 80 pounds, and I was scooting it like 10 feet, right? So it's like, it was quite the ordeal. And so I'm doing all that, and I'm literally like, I need to take a break. It's been 2.5 hours. It's like 7 in the morning. I'm like, I need a break. So I go sit down. About 20 minutes later, I'm like, all right, let me keep going, right? I forgot about the thing that it leaks. The entire table. I mean, from here to out there, all the way, completely covered in water. Like maybe a centimeter. I mean, so much water. Because apparently the thing on it, it says open and close, but it's freaking backwards. When I closed it, it opens. When it opens, it closes it. So yeah, I thought I was not, I thought the water was closed. It was open, on full open, meaning it just drained literally, I mean, probably 10 ounces or so of water. So like, think of a full glass of water, boom. You know what I mean? So a full glass completely ruined, or like, onto my table here. So luckily, this stuff it's not waterproof, but it is kind of water resistant. And so it's not the end of the world. It's obviously still usable, but everything on this table had to come off. And I had to dry it over and over again. And you have to dry it actually like 2 or 3 times, because it just like soaks into like the wood. And so I had to dry it, then come back, dry it again, and dry it again to really get it to. And it will still it has like watermarks on it. And that's like essentially permanent. Like there's unfortunately nothing I can do about the watermarks. They'll go away a little bit in the next future here. Like they'll kind of like diminish over time, but they're there for as long as they're there. And luckily I was using purified water. It would have a lot of watermarks in it. But even purified water a lot of times still has a little bit of calcium and things in it. All right. So same thing as always. We just make it, okay, I put these 2 pins in because I want to make this flat. I want to make it into a handle that's always the same, right? Like that. So you pin it, so when you put it in there, it will stay the way you want it to be. If you don't do that, then you could risk it being flipped over, and you have this kind of weird misshapen handle, and no one wants a weird misshapen handle. We are going to do the same thing as always that I do now, which is put this little piece in it so that you can hang a clip on it, which I had one earlier here, but again, the whole table had to get undone and redone, so I don't know where it is. It's currently somewhere in this house. Because this whole house, the whole house everything got moved. Like the entire room got redone this morning. And then the worst part is I ended up redoing the whole room and then not liking it and then redid it again. And I still don't love it, but it kind of just is what it is right now. Sometimes you just kind of go, okay, well, we're just going to have to be done. Because I'm tired and I was like, all right, we're just going to have to be done. And it's usable, and that's all that really matters, right? Like, as long as I can use the room, and that's really all that matters. And it looks so short because it's like I don't have it fully, like, boxed out. So it kind of, like, looked so short on me. So I'm glad we didn't cut any more off of it because it was already looking kind of short. I also found pins all over the floor. Even found a tack. Even found a freaking tack on the ground, which is clear. Don't buy clear tacks. Don't make that mistake like I did. I bought a clear tack, and so now I can never see them when they fall on the floor. Because I found that IKEA has these pegboards, and I'm going to be buying one of those too soon enough. I mean, whenever I can afford it, you know. But I want one of those too, so that I can get in there and like put stuff on there, you know. Even though, you know, I'm sure 99% of the times people will never use this little feature, I still love it. Like, I know it's such a dumb thing, but it's kind of like, it's my dumb thing, you know? I know that sounds silly, but it's kind of like, it's my thing, you know? I thought it up, I thought it was cool, so I do it, you know? Sometimes that's just what you do in life. It doesn't make the most sense, it's not the most practical, but I'm doing it anyways. But yeah, see, the whole thing is off. I unscrewed it, emptied all the water out of here so that I could literally just like take it apart, and then I won't probably reuse it until I get a new piece for it. And as I said earlier, always coming up with new fabric. So I mean, we have Naruto fabric, we got, do you guys know, this is another one. I don't know if I posted this on Instagram or not yet, but if you know Spirited Away and My Neighbor Todoroki. See? So I got new fabric coming all the time. I got, you know what I mean? So, and I mean, all that's been pressed, all that's ready to go. I'll be making tote bags with it in the next couple of days. A lot of these new ones will be made into these new bags. All right, give me 30 seconds and then I'll move you guys on over. And then, you know, we're close to be done for the day. Almost. Let's get this little bag made. And then we can all go home from class, huh? All right. Okay, cool. Turn that on. All over the floor, all over the place. That's where I just got some of it from, DIYribbons.com. That was the one that said they shipped from America, and then I don't think they really did, but it is what it is. You know, sometimes you just buy whatever you can. All right, let's go here. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys are liking this new product. I'm really liking it. I'm excited to see this final product, like the full sample of it. Also glad that you like the new strap too, because I have a bunch of it. So if you didn't like it, I'd be like, uh-oh. Because it's going to be around for a while. I have a bunch of it. One of those kind of deals where it's like, buy 3 or 4 and you can get like a couple more free. And it's like, well, I'm going to buy it then. it's like, let's get it. Like that way I'll have a bunch of it. And it is polyester. These ones, they're polyester. The fabric's all cotton. And I try to use as much cotton fabric. I do have some polyester fabric. All right. Also, I've been talking to this lady on Mercari right now hopefully she has some Jujutsu Kaisen fabric, which Jujutsu Kaisen is my current favorite anime. My husbando is absolutely freaking Gojo, who the voice actor lives in Phoenix, so that's actually pretty, like, you know, just a cool thing. I can see him every once in a while when he does events. And I walk up to him, I'm like, my husband! And he's like, man, I hear that like 100 times a day. And I'm like, I bet you do, buddy. Because Gojo is like the hottest anime character ever. He's like just gorgeous. He's like 6 foot tall, got like silvery blonde hair, blue eyes that are like bluish silver. So cute. All right. So let's go put it through. You just kind of push one end into the other and then just kind of shake it a little bit, and that will give you your bag. So let's go one last time over to my table, and then we'll be good. We'll wrap up for the day. Yeah, come on, get in there, buddy. There we go. We'll wrap up for the day. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. As I said earlier, we are, you know, oh yeah, he's definitely a silver fox. I love Gojos. All right, let's take these little guys out. You got to remember to take them out afterwards. Otherwise, you're just going to poke your customer. That's not going to be good. As I said, that's why I was just saying earlier about the iron, because we're not going to finish it today. We're not going to iron it. This is going to be it. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera. See? And then let me go get my meat too. And so, you know, when you're at the grocery store, you just throw that sucker in there. And now it's laid flat, right? And so, you know, there we go, right? I mean, the only difference in the final product will be a top stitching on the top. That's the only thing. You know, I mean, everything else is done. But yeah, there you go, right? And you can fit more stuff, you know. You fit tons more stuff in there. Easily, if you're doing a birthday party or a barbecue, you could put 4 or 5 stacked on top of each other, because it's the whole way is 8 inches. You know what I mean? Like, it's always, the whole bag is always that dimensions. But yeah, it's looking good, right? And I mean, if you just watch the whole hour, you watch me start from literally pieces of paper, right? Made a pattern, it was wrong, fixed it, made a new pattern, it's right, there you go. That's what we do here, right? We're the house of improvements, not the house of perfect. So I'm allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to make mistakes. We're not about shaming people or being like, you're not perfect. No, no, no. I'll just keep trying. If this was bad, I would have kept trying. If this took 4 hours, then it took 4 hours, whatever, you know what I mean? It takes what it takes. And of course, because it's cotton, it will just kind of like collapse on itself. And so when you put other bags here, you end up still being able to have this nice and flat. And then I will be starting to do some shoulder strap versions as well, using some shoulder strapping stuff that I have. This stuff, it's like webbing. It's meant for like shoulder straps. So I will be doing some over the shoulder, because some people were just like, this is too girly for them. And I'm like, I'm gender neutral, so I don't see what they see, but I respect the customer, and if they want some over the shoulder, you know, strappy like that, then we'll do it. You know, it's going to be what it is. Yeah, perfect size, really nice. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys so much, so much. Y'all are the best. That's something. I love my audience. They're so nice, and that's what I want. I want a nice, positive environment, right? That's what I need in my life. I had a stressful life so far, and it's like, let's have a friendly place on the internet for us to try, make stuff, win stuff, have fun, right? You know, do the whole shebang. But yeah, it's good, right? Do a spin for you. Do a spin for you. Do a spin. Do a spin. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, just like all the others, it's a nice strap, nice wide strap. So it's like, you know, it is, and it's not gonna like, you know, you're not breaking it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice strap. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm pretty freaking happy with it. This one's this way. Bam. Yeah, oh yeah, we're always doing positive vibes here. That's why we trust in ourselves, we honor ourselves and others, and create a world that's safer for everyone. All right, that's what we want here. We want safety, security, happiness, and healthiness, and functionality, right? You know, you can have art, but have it be functional. But yeah, thank you guys so much. This is my little bag. Maybe for the next adventure or something, I'll include that as a winning prize or something. But yeah, thank you guys so much. It was still an hour stream, so still a pretty typical stream for me. Oops. I'm falling there. But okay. I love you guys. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, create a world that's safe for everyone. See y'all on the next one. I'll be doing another stream this weekend to kind of finish up this little guy over there. I'm going to fill that. You know, one big rug from top to bottom and then another small rug on the bottom there. So we're going to do 2 big rugs as like a Saturday stream just to kind of continue to promote my brand and to continue to promote the giveaway, H of I Rugs on Instagram. If you want to share it, share it. If you want to like it, comment, subscribe, do all those awesome things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See ya.